Gentleman Hounds is going to come up next, but we're talking to Virginia Hottinger and Bunny Zeller of Animal Care Society. And Derek the dog is standing currently on the table. And we call him, he's got his little lip caught over his tooth. That is the funniest thing.
Look.
It is. It's like, oh my God, he's so cute. So he and Bindi came in together. We were just talking about Bindi. Bindi, they say, is 3 pounds and fits right in the crook of your arm. And she's she's still in quarantine. You said she was just spayed today, except she'd already been spayed.
Yes.
Which is pretty weird. So they didn't give you any information about these dogs, obviously.
No.
You had no idea whether they were spayed or not. See, it's easy to tell on a boy dog.
Yes.
Right.
Because they're either there or they ain't there.
Right.
And unfortunately, with a girl dog, now, Derek, you know why you do that? Because you can. Haven't you ever heard that one? Yeah. Why does a dog lick its butt? Because it can. That's right. That's right. I love you.
And then I turn around and lick you.
I know. That's the best part. See, he's been French kissing me the whole time he's been here, and now I know why my vet, Dr. Mike Brockman, says don't ever let a dog lick you. Ever on any part of your body.
Oh, my God.
He's really serious. He's
Oh,
like,
wow.
do not let your dogs lick. And, of course, I completely ignore him.
Well,
Because I let every dog give me kisses, especially some that are so cute like this guy. One of the things that I would love you to share from your experience, Bunny, is, or Virginia, whichever one of you want to speak to this, what are some of the things that a family or a couple or even a single person should look for in an animal?
Well, I think first off, you have to understand what you are, what your personality is.
Yes.
Because, if you're a very active person, then you're probably going to be happier with a dog that is more active also.
Right.
Like if you're a runner, you look for the lab.
Exactly.
Something that's busy, a golden retriever.
Not the Yorkie.
Not the Yorkie. No, because you're going to be you're going to be carrying the dog when you go running.
Exactly.
So, if you're a couch potato, if you're somebody who loves to watch movies, read books, something where you're a little more passive. I'm telling you, Bindi.
Get a Great Dane. Get a Great Dane.
Well, right. Or, you're going to get a lap dog. You're not going to get a Jack Russell.
Are you telling me that a Great Dane is not a lap dog?
Yes, they are. But you better have a big lap.
Yeah, well, Brady is half Dane and half lab, so I've got the best of both worlds in him.
Oh.
Yeah. So look for the kind of dog that meets your lifestyle needs.
Right. If you have allergies,
Oh, yeah.
then you're going to look for something that's more hypoallergenic versus shedding.
Now, give us
you
some
need-
examples of
Okay.
those. I know poodles are pretty good about that, right?
Poodles, Bichons, Shih
Shih Tzu.
Tzus, Yorkies, Maltese.
Really?
Havanese.
Havanese. Yeah, well, then you get the
Right.
designer breeds. Osheri. I mean, those are all what they call hypoallergenic or
Hypoallergenic.
less shedding.
Right.
Yes. Mhm.
Well, and there's something that I know somebody gave to a dog that was called Shed Less or something. It's some little drop that you put in their food, and it's supposed to help them stop shedding. But I don't want to give my dogs anything like that. I just want them to shed. I groom them every day, and then I Swiffer it every day.
I would not bank on anything
No.
that you're going to the dog's going to take.
No.
If you're really
Yeah.
adamant, if you really have allergies, then you really need to stick with those breeds that
Yeah.
definitely are more for the allergy prone person.
Yeah, I agree. So we've talked about lifestyle needs and allergy needs, and I just want to make it very clear this sneezing and snorfing and sniffing that you hear on the microphone has nothing to do with this dog. I have a cold that has been developing for 2 days, so it's completely not Derek's fault. Size.
Well, again, that's just going to depend on, if you have a large yard, if you
Yeah.
have a small yard, if you're one that likes to walk a lot. Whenever you get a dog that's more active or larger, every dog needs exercise, or Jack Russell. And
Yeah.
that's a small dog, but a very busy
Oh,
dog.
yeah, absolutely.
You need to either provide them a way to get exercise, or you need to be the way for the exercise.
Well,
The
and
more exercise you give a dog, the less likely they're going to get into trouble, and the happier they're they're going to be and the happier you're going to be.
And if you rent a house or you live in an apartment or you have a condo, which makes your vetting even a little bit stronger because you don't own the home, or you do and you've got weight limits on dogs, because I know a lot of
limits.
condo associations that restrict the breeds, and they don't let the bully breeds in, and they always will restrict the size, saying, oh, you can have a dog under 25 pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
And, that's not cool if you're trying to move in there and you've already got a dog, which is often why dogs are surrendered.
Right.
That's
We moved to an
absolutely right.
apartment where we couldn't have our dog, so we're going to give it up. It's like, did you move to an apartment where you couldn't have your kid?
Right.
Right.
I mean, really? Did
You
you ever
have to
see that
plan
thing?
ahead.
Did you ever see that thing on that went around the web called Rehoming Your Children?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was the most perfect thing. Talking about, well, you're leaving your kids behind and you need to find a nice place for them to go because you're moving somewhere that don't take children. I mean, come on.
Well, I think, there are two types of people, So
There are dog people
unfortunately,
and there are non-dog people.
Right. Well, there are people who consider an animal
Family
just a
member.
dog,
Yeah.
and there are people who consider a dog a family member.
Yeah.
So those who are giving up their animals think of it as a pool table. It's something they got.
Right.
It was fun while they had it.
They own it.
It
now
doesn't
that
fit in their new life.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
so they're going to get rid of it. The people who actually will look for an apartment that will take an animal. I know people who have moved across the country
Right.
with their animals.
Right. Me too.
No matter what, or out of the country.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
quarantine their animal,
Yep.
for 6 months, whatever they have to do to make sure that they get to keep the animal.
Yeah.
Those are people who consider their animal part of their family.
Well, my friend Carrie Cleveland moved to Canada this summer, and I was fortunate enough to be able to drive the U-Haul up with her and move her into her apartment. And after we got everything moved in, she was all settled. We drove back home, and she, took a couple weeks to say goodbye to everybody. And then she and her beautiful dog and she's old. She's probably 14 by now. But she got in the car and she drove the dog, and the dog went through customs with no problem. And then when she got up there, she adopted a kitten to keep the dog company.
Aw.
And these animals live happily. They have a dog walker who comes in when, Carrie's not there. She takes them out all the time. There's a park within a block of the house. They're walked constantly. And I mean, it's just incredible whether you have a commitment to an animal or don't have a commitment to an animal. There's a huge difference there.
Well, there's ways to deal with it. I had a dog daycare.
Oh, I
so-
didn't know that about
Yeah,
you.
I
How
did.
cool.
And
Where you
I
made money instead of
Well,
spending money.
tried to make
Spending
money.
$6,000 on a
Right.
dog.
But and the one thing that I learned that there are people who really do care about their animals, whether they live in an apartment, or they live or they work all the time. They
Right.
would bring their dog every day,
Yes.
or at least 3 times a week to the
Yes.
dog daycare. There's dog daycares out there.
Sure.
There are dog walkers. There are pet sitters.
Yep.
So there are means for you to be able to get your animal taken care of, and it's not as expensive as you think.
No, I walk a dog for a couple times a week, and I walk a friend's dog a couple times a week, and it's no big deal. I mean, it's great, and it gets the dog out for a few minutes, like 20, 30 minutes, gives them a chance to play a little bit, gives them a chance to do their business. I give them a little treat, and it's wonderful because it gives them a break, and it gives me some joy to be able to share some time with them. And sometimes I'll take my dogs over to my neighbor's yard because it's right across the street, and she gives us free run of the fenced-in yard.
Aw.
And so I'll bring one of the little dogs over there to play with them. And they're so funny because one of them is my friend Lisa's dog. She's come in a lot to talk about Walk and Wag, which she started at Humana.
Aw.
And volunteers from Humana come out and they take dogs from a regular shelter and they walk them around downtown. I know you're familiar with this. They walk them around downtown and give people the opportunity to ask about them, who then follow up by going to the shelter and adopting. And they've had a really great success rate over the last year. And actually other places in Humana around the country have asked Lisa to come and explain to them how to set this up. So that kind of a program is fantastic because it gives you a lot of satisfaction. It's so little effort. It's not even funny. It's just, I don't know. There's a song that I'm going to play for you right now called Gentleman Hounds. It's Perfect Man, and that's what Derek is. Here we go. Gentleman Hounds on WCHQ, Crescent Hill Radio, 100.9 FM.